as that September date approaches here shortly. Thing number two, Gary, we're moving to our favorite employment data. Thing number two is the employment data in quotes. I actually love that. The employment data gets even worse.
Yeah. So I don't know how many times I have said that because the employment, as you said, data, right, is so flawed and so worthless and so non-predictive and just gets revised into ridiculousness. I've said this so many times, and I keep saying I'm going to stop reporting on the employment data because it's useless. And then, I shifted. Now, instead of reporting on the employment data, we shift on how, and now we talk a lot about how unreliable the employment data is. And I just might have like some form of employment data economics OCD because apparently I cannot give this up. I can't let go of it. But let's talk about the data. It's not even data. On Friday, the new jobs report showed that the June non-farm payroll growth was 206,000 jobs. That was higher than the expected number, which was 200,000 jobs. Pretty close. Listen, if you're an economist and you say 200,000, the real data comes out at 206, you're like, okay, good. We were pretty close. For people who don't follow this data on a regular basis, adding 200,000 jobs in a month, that's actually pretty good. That would be a sign of a strong economy. So what's the problem and why would I be complaining? Let me explain. So the 200,000, 206,000 jobs, it sounds good until you notice that the May data was revised down by 54,000 jobs. The April data, which had originally been revised down, I think by 10,000 jobs, something like that, got revised down again by an additional 57,000 jobs. So people were saying, hey, strong economy, the employment number beat. Okay, the employment number beat by 6,000 jobs, but the prior 2 months were revised down by a total of 111,000 jobs. Right. So this is right. This is why the data is ridiculous. This is why the data is completely pointless. How we've got a 206,000 job number, beats expectations by 6,000. The prior months revised down by 111,000. They're not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, I think that's still a deficit, no matter how you count that up. Gary, you put out a chart by Zero Hedge, and they did a good job illustrating in terms of the government. Correct me if I'm wrong, actually, Gary. Was their chart for the 100% growth in job openings being government related? I'm blanking, actually. I
Yeah.
apologize. Yeah.
No, that's right. Here's so I'll tell you what has happened. As anybody who's a regular watcher of this show, of this channel knows, I've talked a lot about the bifurcation of the economy. There are a lot of people saying, no, the economy is good, GDP is good, employment is good, wages are good. And that, this is where we are. It's all fine. I've disagreed with that. I've said what we have is an economy with a small number of people doing extremely well. The government spraying trillions of dollars of random stimulus into the economy, allowing a lot of people who aren't working um, to not work. And we have a large number of people who are working, but their wage growth is not keeping up with inflation and they're struggling. And we've talked a lot about how food prices are up, gas prices are up, car prices are up. I mean, the simple, everybody knows rent and housing, right? The simple act of paying your rent, getting in the car, driving to work, and paying your grocery bill has become really difficult for a lot of American families. So I disagree that we're in a strong economy. I've talked a lot about how um, the public market economy, the government spending is pushing out the private economy, the place where people make real money and real wealth and pay real wages. Credit to Zero Hedge. They put out a fantastic chart showing this in one chart. And basically, what the Zero Hedge chart shows, and I'm sure Andrew will throw it up for you, is that more than 100% of the job openings are in government. The growth in job openings are in government. And if you look at job openings for the private sector, they've been decreasing.
Right.
So, and let's be clear, the Zero Hedge chart is talking about the job openings. At the beginning of this segment, we were talking about people who are employed. It's not the same thing, but I thought the Zero Hedge chart did a really nice job of showing all of the growth in available jobs is coming from government at the expense of declining job openings in the private sector. And again, the government can't create value. All they can do is tax people and then spend inefficiently. It is the private sector that creates wealth. It's people in the private sector creating companies and creating jobs for themselves. Doesn't have to be big corporations. In this country, we still have a huge number, tons of people are employed at small businesses. That's where Americans make their money. That's where we create value. That's where we create wealth. And Zero Hedge is showing that that part of the economy is declining. It is consistent with deep knowledge investing's thesis on the whole sector.
Yeah, I know just from anecdotally talking to individuals, business owners, right? It does seem things are slow, right? Anybody you talk to say, things are slow, things are slow, things are slow. So yeah, I apologize, I got a bit mixed up there, but yeah, that Zero Hedge chart does a great job. As you've probably seen it already if you're listening to this now, but just that spike in the public sector and a continuous decline in private. And I also get to tell my good friend that we talked about modern monetary theory in terms of the economists lauding our strong economy, but you reminding us, Gary, that that's because more government jobs lead to GDP growth, destroying value. And when he asked me what I think about that theory, I will refer to you. Moving to
Rob,
thing number
next week, we're going to switch seats.
Yeah,
right? I'm going to be the host.
I'm getting there. I'm
you
getting
nailed it.
there. I'm getting you. I'm giving you so much more props now because these big words can sometimes be quite tongue twisting, but we're doing just fine.